here we go. So the bald head mustard is not a typical plant that you'd find in a garden or a seed catalog, but you do find it in a few of them. It's a pretty cool plant to grow. I had a lot of fun growing it and it grew pretty well. Or said another way, I probably had a lot of fun growing it because it grew pretty well. So typically this is a root crop, right? Even though the entire plant is basically edible, from the seeds to the flowers, the leaves, and then the roots, of course. So this plant is the bald head mustard, or the Chinese bald head mustard. Latin name, I believe, is Brassica junquea napifolia. And this is a mustard that has essentially all edible parts, but primarily the root is what is the main focus here. So this is a plant I've never grown in the garden before, but I did plant it in late summer so that the energy production could be encouraged to go into the root, so that the root could size up, rather than into the leaf production and flower. That's why I don't plant these in the springtime, otherwise they're likely to grow small roots and then bolt and go to seed. Unless if you want to collect the seeds for them, usually the better option is to plant these later in the season, maybe early August, mid-August, and that way as the plant grows, the temperatures get cooler, the daylight gets shorter, and the more energy, starch, sugar production goes into the roots, because the plant takes that as a cue to store up enough food for overwinter. What you can do also is, if you want to collect seeds from these at this stage of growth during this time of the year, you'll probably want to put them in the cold frame, at least at this zone 6 climate, zone 6A climate. I don't think that these are going to survive the winter with as cold as it can get up here. I'm not totally sure, but I don't have that many seeds of it, so I probably won't take too many risks this year. Maybe I'll save one or two out here, see how they do, if they can overwinter or not. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, pull one of these up. Alright, so this is the root. It does have a very characteristic pungent mustard smell, so I'd imagine the taste would be very similar. So probably a good option for this would probably be to, instead of eating it raw, would probably be to cook it or pickle it. And of course the leaves are edible too, obviously not just for humans. So in this crop, I usually plant it around late summer, early fall. Usually the beginning to mid-August is when I'll put the seed in the ground. But the root has many different uses. You can use it basically as you would a rutabaga or a turnip, as it is kind of similar to both of them in taste and texture and all that. Alright, you can eat them raw. If you have a sensitive mouth, or you don't, or the taste is too strong, it might be better to cook them, or you can also pickle them as a method of preservation. So when eating these raw, they actually are pretty mild. They're a little tough, so the texture might improve with cooking, or if you shredded them up into a salad, or if you pickle them, that'd be cool. Kind of flavor kind of similar to, like, maybe between a turnip and a rutabaga, but with a little more of a faint mustard type flavor. Just a little bit of kick, not too spicy, but not bad. But the leaves of this plant actually have a very spicy, pungent kind of mustard type flavor. Think maybe brown mustard, right? And those are good, if you like spicy, and they can go into salads. You can cook them up too, and that might kind of reduce the pungency, but really cool, neat, bit of a different plant to grow in the garden, and produce some edible and nutritious food. Alright, so thank you so much for checking out this video. I always do appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.